Welcome to another edition of the Daily Bread here at BreadTube and Circuses, wherein I just quickly go over a few issues of the day. Obviously, since I'm not at home, I don't have access to my computer or anything, so it's a bit of a different format. Basically just don't really script it. I don't edit it. I just record it and upload it. If you would like to give me a like and a subscription and a follow, words are hard. We're just going to call that good. If you'd like to give me a subscription and a comment, that would be lovely, as it's good for the YouTube algorithm. So we've got a few things to talk about today. So there's word that Mike Pence might run for president in 2024, which is kind of funny. Because if Trump does in fact run, then he will crush the entire field, because basically every major Republican who might run at this point is a black hole of charisma. Mike Pence has no charisma. Ron DeSantis has no charisma. None of these guys. And that's the one thing Trump has in spades. So a Trump run in 2024 means it's ultimately Trump versus whatever shitty Democrat they throw out there. So there's that. The government has managed to pass a bill Tuesday that would temporarily suspend the debt so that the government can continue to run. But ultimately it could fail in the Senate because Mitch McConnell, of course, says that Republicans will vote against it. If that's the case, the government could shut down October 1st, meaning the U.S. could potentially default on its debts, which has never happened before. This could have a number of bad effects for people at large. Social Security payments wouldn't go out. The troops wouldn't be paid. People on food stamps wouldn't receive their benefits potentially. And if the U.S. defaults on its debts, then it could ultimately result in a recession and massive job losses. So this could potentially be very bad. Let's hope for the best. What else? So, conservative Democrats, i.e. shameless corporate whores, like Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, are threatening to tank the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill because they're opposed to wildly popular policies like universal pre-K and lower prescription drug prices, which makes sense because Sinema just received a huge donation from, huge pharmaceutical companies, so she is bought and paid for. But the progressives are threatening to tank the bipartisan bill if it doesn't get voted on at the same time as the $3.5 trillion bill, because that was the agreement originally. As a reminder, the $3.5 trillion bill was the compromise because initially it was, $6 billion or whatever. So the idea of negotiating it down much further is pretty much unacceptable. This might be our last chance to pass some incredibly important legislation on human infrastructure, which is desperately needed now more than ever. But I can't say I'm confident. Let's hope for the best. What else? Last thing is Seattle Mariners are once again threatening to make the playoffs. It's not going to be easy, but they're 2.5 games back with 12 games to go or something, and they have games against the A's and Angels and I think the Diamondbacks still, and the Royals, so here's hoping. If nothing else, maybe we can just drag the A's to hell with us, because they've done that to us several times in the last 10 years. I think that's about it for tonight. Have a good night and stay safe, everyone.